Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're talking about the AI coding assistant, Claude. Now, if you've ever felt like you're spending more time fighting with your AI than actually working with it, well, you are definitely not alone. We're about to show you how to completely flip that script. And this quote right here just nails it. This is the heart of the problem. So many of us treat this super powerful tool like a glorified chatbot, and what happens? We get generic code, we get frustrating results, and we waste hours just debugging the AI's mess. In fact, the source material we're digging into today estimates that most users are only tapping into about 5% of what Claude can actually do. Just think about that. That means 95% of its power is just sitting there, completely untouched.
But what if you could join that top 1%? Today, we're going to unlock the 4 specific techniques that the pros use to get way better results. We're talking about turning Claude from a simple little helper into a genuine co-pilot.
Okay, let's get into it. Here's the game plan for today. We're going to cover 4 game-changing techniques. First, giving Claude a permanent memory. Then, using the power of planning. After that, building your own specialist AIs. And finally, we'll multiply your productivity with parallel work streams. All right, first up is probably the single most important technique on this list. And according to our source, 99% of people have no idea it even exists. It's all about creating a permanent memory file. Think about it this way. Every time you start a new chat, Claude has amnesia. It forgets everything. It's like having to onboard a brand new developer to your team from scratch every single morning. The CLAUDE.md file solves that. It gives the AI a permanent brain for your specific project. And you're probably thinking, okay, this sounds complicated, but it's not. It's super simple. Right inside your project in VS Code, you just type the /init command. Claude will then ask you a few basic questions and create a customized file just for you. And this is where the real magic happens. You can tell it everything, your exact tech stack, your coding standards, even your Git workflow. So you stop getting generic Python code when you're using JavaScript. It starts adapting to your style, putting new files in the right folders, and it can even stop you from doing something disastrous, like pushing directly to the main branch. Okay, next up, planning mode. This feature is a total game changer, and it's designed to stop you from wasting time and tokens by making sure you and the AI are on the exact same page before it writes a single line of code. So you can see the huge shift right here. The old way is this painful reactive cycle, right? You prompt, you get code that's kind of what you wanted, and then you spend forever in this frustrating back and forth trying to fix it. Planning mode is proactive. You plan, you approve, and then you get the right code the first time. And that's exactly what it does. Instead of just guessing what you mean by build me a user dashboard, Claude goes into planning mode and starts asking smart questions. Like, okay, what data should we show here? What kind of layout are you thinking? How does this need to connect to the back end? It literally builds a blueprint with you. The best part? You get to review this whole implementation plan before Claude wastes any time coding. This one little step can save you about 30 minutes for every feature. It totally avoids what the source calls context poisoning, which is when the AI gets stuck on a bad idea and you can't get it back on track. Okay, our third technique is all about putting an end to repeating yourself. You can actually teach Claude to become a specialist for your team's unique and repetitive tasks by building something called Claude Skills. You know this feeling, right? Without skills, you're constantly typing the same instructions over and over again. Make it look modern. Use good typography. Make sure you handle all the edge cases. It's exhausting, and honestly, the results are often kind of bland. But look at the difference here. Skills are basically little instruction packages that teach Claude best practices for a specific area. It's like you're giving it the brain of a senior front-end designer or a Stripe integration expert. So, for example, a front-end design skill can teach Claude professional design principles. So the next time you ask for a UI component, it automatically applies these rules about color and motion and composition. You get something that looks custom-built, not like some generic cookie-cutter AI output. So here's the key takeaway, the rule of thumb. If you find yourself giving Claude the same instructions more than 3 times, that's your signal. You need to turn it into a skill. It's like building your own team of specialists that are always on call, ready to go. And that brings us to our final technique, which is a true productivity multiplier. This is a method for building really complex apps by running multiple instances of Claude all at the same time. We've all been there. Development isn't always a straight line. You ask Claude to work on a big feature, and while it's thinking, you're just stuck.
watching that cursor blink. The solution is to open multiple Claude panels right there in VS Code and have them work on different independent parts of your project simultaneously.
So you could have one instance over here building your backend authentication with Supabase, while a second instance is working on the front-end dashboard using Tailwind, and the third one is designing the database schema. You've got 3 Claudes all working in parallel. It's amazing.
And the impact on your time is just massive. Let's say you have 3 features that would each take 2 hours. Doing them one after the other, that's a 6-hour job. But if you run them in parallel, you can get it all done in just 2 hours. That's a 60% cut in your development time.
Oh, and here's a quick bonus tip for you. Don't forget that Claude can see. So instead of trying to describe a weird UI bug with words, just take a screenshot. Feed the image directly to Claude. It's so much faster for fixing bugs or even for building new components based on a design mockup.
So there you have it. Those are the 4 keys. When you combine the permanent memory of the CLAUDE.md file, the smart alignment of planning mode, the deep expertise of specialist skills, and the raw speed of parallel instances, you stop being just a casual user and become a true power user.
This really is the difference between good and great, you know? It's the difference between fighting your tools and working in perfect sync with them. So the only real question left is, with all this newfound power, what are you going to build first?